And welcome everyone to the 7th round of the Elimination set of the Clay Battle Tournament 2015. In this match we are going to be seeing the Leaping Lime take on the Cyan Sailors. Now the Leaping Lime are an interesting loadout unit, for they have pretty much sacrificed all offensive capability amongst their basic soldiers. While mounted upon a bunny, they are using a glistering melon instead of a stick. This means that they will not be fighting back in combat until that melon is used up. However, they have extreme longevity as they can heal each other for a very lengthy amount of time. Their shields are boosted with an iron block studding. They have brown mushrooms to further their healing capabilities, and wool padded armor to reduce the amount of damage they take. Their elite units are mounted upon rabbits as well, while they wield flint sharpened spears, wool padded armor, iron block studded shields, slime to stick their foes to the ground, some extra elite units to help them make up for the fact that they have no basic strength whatsoever, and sugar for if they were to be dismounted from their bunnies. But will that be enough to take on the Cyan Sailors, who, while riding into battle upon turtles, wield shears, gravel for range attacks, brown mushrooms to also help them heal in battle, sugarcane to enhance their range attacks, lily pads to help them swim in water, and wool padded armor, while their elite units wield shears and gravel as well, with wool padded armor, sugarcane enhanced attacks, red mushroom poison, stake healing, and also lily pad pants. Unfortunately, those lily pad pants will not do them any good, for they will be facing off in the Valley of Eternal Fire. Who will win? Perhaps the Leaping Limes are going to have enough longevity to outlast the range might of the Cyan Sailors. Or perhaps both teams will perish in the flames of the valley. We shall find out in just a moment. Both sides are in position. We have the Cyan Sailors on the left versus the Leaping Lime on the right. Which side will prove superior? Is longevity going to outlast and outmuster the strength of range superiority? Only one way to find out. In 3, 2, 1. And let the gates open and the battles begin. Cyan Sailors are making it the furthest across so far, which is quite ironic. The turtle is outpacing the hare. Neither side is actually making much progress towards the other team. We have blows thrown by the Cyan Sailors, who are currently on fire. Yes, the lily pad pants are not going to be helping them at all in this fight. Leaping Lime, however, is maintaining a fairly healthy lead. Cyan Sailors are being torn to bits by the fire, and the Leaping Lime is now suffering heavy losses as they are just unable to keep their healing up. This is quite an interesting fight. Neither side is able to do significant amounts of damage. Most of the damage is being done by the arena itself. There is healing going on all over the place in the Lime's ranks. They just are unable to keep that healing up. Their health is being depleted too rapidly by the offensive capabilities of both the arena and the Cyan Sailors. That said, this match has been remaining fairly even this entire time. Neither side has been making very good progress. Though as it is right now, the Lime Leapers are mainly focused on just keeping each other healed. Yes, this is going to keep the fight going for quite a while, as the Scion Sailors are just trying desperately to overcome the healing capabilities of the Lime Leapers. It seems the Lime Leapers, while they have lost pretty much all of their mounts, are resorting to picking up more melons off of the arena floor to keep their healing going. Ooh, and some Lime Leapers have fallen into the fire. Perhaps the fire will be enough to cancel out their healing capabilities. This is one of the closest matchups I have seen so far. And the Scion Sailors have managed to fall into the fiery pits themselves, mainly doing damage to their mounts. This fight is just incredibly even. I don't know which one will actually win. It's all coming down to who falls into the pit the most. And the Lime Leapers are down to their final clay soldier, and with that, the Scion Sailors have managed to take over the arena. They have won. They are looking worse for wear due to all the fire and the small amount of offense the Lime Leapers were capable of. What an interesting and close fight. The Lime Leapers have managed to be defeated. But are they out of the tournament for good? We'll have to find out in the future. And welcome everyone to round 8 of the Clay Soldier Battle Tournament 2015. Today we are going to be looking at the loadouts of the Frost Valkyries and the Blue Shells. So, the Frost Valkyries are loaded out with Pegasi, Flint Sharpened Sticks, Snow Layer Snowballs, Sugarcane, and Wool. And their elite units are loaded out with Pegasi, Snow Layer, Wool, Flint, extra elite units, Redstone Dust, and Sugarcane. Yes, the Frost Valkyries are all about slowing and immobilizing their opponents. The Blue Shells, on the other hand, are loaded out with Turtles, Wool, Iron Block, Studded Shields, Brown Mushrooms, and Lily Pads. Their elite units have a Cactus Core, Wool Padded Armor, 2 more elite units, Iron Block Studded Shields, and Stake. While the Frost Valkyries are all about slowing and immobilizing their opponents, the Blue Shells are all about turtling and lasting as long as they can in combat. Slowing capabilities or defensive superiority. Who will win in this fight? Let's head over to Spike Pit Corridor and find out. Alright, both sides are loaded in. 2 types of cavalry units. 1 on Turtles, 1 on Pegasi. One focused on defense, the other focused on slowing their opposition to a crawl. Who is superior? Let's find out in this battle. And both sides are taking off. The Blue Shells making it to the halfway point before the Frost Valkyries. Frost Valkyries flying in the air, staying mostly out of the reach of the Blue Shells. That is probably going to be their biggest advantage. And we have some Frost Valkyries flying up above the arena's bounds. It seems I forgot to put a roof on this arena, and that could lead to some problem with Pegasus units. Frost Valkyries currently doing the only damage in this fight, taking down 2 Blue Shell soldiers. This is going to be yet another war of attrition, it seems. The arena doing significant amounts of damage to the Blue Shells as they are stuck on the ground, making them the only ones actually vulnerable to the Spike Pit traps. only there was more range unit attacks in this fight, perhaps then this battle would go a lot faster. Well, the blue shells have managed to take down a single Valkyrie unit. Those Pegasi do eventually get tired and have to come and land on the ground before they can take flight again. That is when they are their most vulnerable. At that point, perhaps the blue shells can do enough damage to take them out. As it is right now, I am putting my money on the Frost Valkyries. Let's actually do something different in this combat. We are going to go into the arena ourselves and get a first-person perspective on one of the soldiers. Provided I can click on one of them. Here we go. First-person perspective. The soldier seems determined to take out flying units right now. It's not going to work out very well in his favor. And I hear the breaking of some weaponry or shields. I cannot tell which. Despite early losses, the blue shells are managing to take out a decent number of Valkyrie units on their own. It looks like they may have even dismounted some of the Valkyrie units. So perhaps they can claim some of the horses for themselves. If they manage to do that, then they likely will get a significant advantage in this fight. Looks like the fighting has gone mostly into the blue shell spawn area. And I see a blue shell that has managed to lose his pants and armor and shield. In fact, many of the blue shells have lost their equipment. It doesn't seem to be enough to tip the battle in either one's favor, however. As this combat is managing to last quite a lengthy amount of time. Let's hop out of there and resume watching from above. It looks like the blue shells have managed to take some Pegasus for themselves, which could explain the current losses on the Frost Valkyrie side. Neither side is making very much progress at all in this combat, however. Now, one thing to note, both sides have inferior sticks. They have basic sticks for their equipment. In fact, the Frost Valkyries are the only ones that currently are giving any major damage, having a few units that have upgraded spears. I'm going to give this combat one more minute, and then victory will be declared on the Frost Valkyrie side if they maintain their current lead over the blue shells numbers. I hear the breaking of several pieces of equipment now. It could be that the defenses of the blue shell are finally reaching its limit. Either that or the offensive capability of the Frost Valkyrie is dwindling under the amazing fortitude of the blue shell's defense. Well, this combat is rapidly coming to an end. This is the first round in the tournament, which combat will be decided by timeout. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Combat is now officially over. They're going to keep fighting because they all hate each other fiercely. But this victory is going to go to the Frost Valkyries and their air superiority. Eventually, it probably would have gone to them anyway, due to the fact that they are harder to hit. They're going to need a range-type unit to be able to take them out, it seems. And with that, let's get everything cleaned up and move on to the next fight in the elimination rounds.